So, we will come back. So, last lecture we are basically discussing multiple transformation based approaches, and many of the unknown transformations was discussed in a detailed mechanistically way. Today what we are going to talk will basically give you a much more emphasis on functional group based approaches. We said functional groups are basically eventually a functional groups. You can talk about any functional groups like aldehyde, ketone, hydroxy, thiol, anything. I will try to figure it out how functional group based approaches can be useful, but on the other hand, as I said, transformation, functional group and starting material we are discussing in a parallel fashion or overlapping fashion, because all the strategies which dealing with these three are basically interlinked or interconnected through a common thread. Now, functional group based approaches, we already talked about many of the abbreviation: functional group addition, we said functional group interconversion, we said functional group R removal, we did not talk about, but we will say. Then we said functional group D stands for functional group disconnection. The terminology, if you can write, there will be many terminologies, but I do not want to make your life a bit complicated. So, just forget about those terminologies. Terminologies are basically just for sake of to make your make things a little bit complicated. Now, this functional group approaches, we will try to figure it out or try to focus it out 6 different aspects. I mean, our main discussion will be based on these 6 different aspects. So, initially we will be talking about functional group keyed skeletal disconnection. It means that if you have a compound whose structure was given to you and also a starting material was given to you, you try to disconnect the skeletal. Skeletal means the skeleton, the molecular skeleton you try to disconnect by taking the help of what are the functional group present in that molecule. So, we will initially we will talk about these things. In the latter part we will talk about the other things. What is it? We will be doing the disconnection of functional group keyed. Key means functional group keyed based on key transformation. Now, actually in principle we have talked about these strategies when we talked about transformation based strategies. So, we will again try to explain these things with more examples. Number 3, we will be talking about strategic use of synthetic equivalents. Now, synthetic equivalents we will be spending much more time little bit later on, but now as I said, formyl anion, acetyl anion, those are the synthetic equivalents we have already discussed. And then number 4 is very important, we will be trying to explore the strategic use of several protecting groups. We will spend few lectures based on the protecting group chemistry. We will try to have a general discussion. We already discussed what are protecting groups, and few protecting groups based transformation have already been talked about. Finally, number 5, we will be talking about functional groups and appendages. I mean, the appendages are functional group which are basically hanging through a cyclic structure or a acyclic structure, and functional group and appendages based disconnection. I mean, how appendage you can insert in a given molecule. In reality, those strategies are already have been talked about with examples. And number 6 or finally, we will be talking about a relatively new topic which was probably not taught yet: exploration of redundant functionality. Now, redundant functionality basically means that functional group which is not required in the final structure, but still you need to talk about those groups, because Let us say you are synthesizing a hydrocarbons, a target molecule is hydrocarbon. Now, hydrocarbon you cannot think about any reaction. So, means that you have to take a starting material which does have a functional group, and then you try to remove that functional group to access your target molecules. That is what the functional group is named as redundant functionality, which is not really present in the final target molecule. So, you will try to focus our discussion on these 6 topics, and as I said, we will first talk about number 1 point, functional group based skeletal disconnection. Functional group based skeletal disconnection. Fine. Now, let us talk about very simple things, very simple things. I am giving you a molecule whose structure is this. It is basically what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You 6 carbon network, and at the end you are having a dialdehyde. Very simple answer. So, what you do? You basically do a ozonolysis by a functional group addition. This is starting material. So, this is a simplified version of a functional group keyed skeletal disconnection. This is your final skeleton, and this is the starting material skeleton. Now, you know that if you do a reductive cleavage, oxidative cleavage here, you can get this molecule. So, this kind of things are basically we will try to cover in this functional group keyed skeletal disconnection. Let us say little bit more fundamental problems. If I give you a target molecule something like this, and if I say the starting material was given to you, the starting material was basically a 5 member things with a 4 member ring. So, initial this is a target. If you see the skeleton of the starting material and the target, you just need a ring expansion. So, what you can think about? You can do a Baeyer-Villiger oxidation. Now, in principle you can fit these strategies in the transformation based approach also, because it is a based on Baeyer-Villiger transformation. That is what I said. Depending on the methods, the transformation based, starting material based and functional group based, all the approaches are similar. All the approaches are similar. A simple example probably will give you some idea. We say this is a target molecule, simple target molecule. Okay. So, you can think about simplified retros by a hydrogenation reaction, but what is this? Is functional group addition, and then here you can think about a transformation based approach from a suitable diene and dienophile. What is this? Is a transformation based approach. So, functional group and transformation can be combined together, and this is also a skeletal disconnection. You see this skeleton of the final target molecule. You say okay, if you can do a hydrogenation on this skeleton, you will be coming to this target, and then this skeleton can be disconnected through this and give you the diene and the dienophile. So, simplified way you can basically make many interesting features. Next, we will try to give you a little bit more example, and let us see how you can do it. I have given you a target whose structure is this. I will just straightwise doing it. We do a FGA by hydrogenation, then basically you will be having this compound. okay. And then eventually you can cut this molecule through a Diels-Alder way. Now, let us see if it is feasible or not. I say we will be doing a Diels-Alder reaction by using this diene and this dienophile. Now, this compound as a dienophile probably is not a good choice, because this compound does not have a electron withdrawing group. We say dienophiles will be always better if you have a electron withdrawing group attached in it. So, this route might not be feasible. On the contrary, if you have another route which will basically give you this ester group on a later stage, I mean you can just doing a FGA by a reductive method, then you can fit it into the Diels-Alder pathway. Now, see your Diels-Alder pathway is perfect. You are having this dienophile, or even you can choose a dienophile something like this, a cyclic dienophile, which also will serve the purpose. So, any one of these dienophile can be used, and then you can do a reduction. The same problem can be also solved in a different way. We talk about intermolecular Diels-Alder reaction, but now let us do it in a different way. We take the same target, we took the same target, and now we say we will be doing a functional group addition through catalytic hydrogenation, but now the intermediate which I have now drawing is bit difficult or bit different. So, now you basically cannot cut the molecule in a traditional Diels-Alder way. The traditional Diels-Alder way, your diene should be this, but here the double bond position has been changed. Now, this is also in principle possible if you can think about you are having this particular compound. How? You just do a reductive methods to come to the ester. Now, these things you need to be prepared. Now, you see the power of the retro is absolutely fantastic. We are trying to use a intramolecular Diels-Alder reaction, So, we put the methyl here, this methyl here, and as the double bond we have done a retro here, we put this double bond here. So, it is basically a intra Diels-Alder, same target, you can figure it out in a different way. So, now this 4 plus 2 takes part, and how this compound can be synthesized? This compound can efficiently be synthesized by this allylic alcohol, and we react with this corresponding acid. So, you do a esterification reaction, you get these things and then do a intra Diels-Alder. So, same skeleton of the target, but we are taking the starting material in a different way. So, in principle this can be also fitted into the starting material based approach. So, the power is such that you have to devise the whole pathway in such a way you can fit into either functional group based approach, transformation based approach, starting material based approach. So, this is combination of all the things. Now, we will try to explore that the how complex structures can be assembled from simple starting material through a functional group based skid skeletal disconnection, which we said is a 0.1. Now, this molecule, I am just drawing the molecule first. Okay. The molecule was if you see the molecule, this molecule is basically 1 ring, 2 ring, 3 ring, 4 ring. This is the target. It looks a complex molecule. Cyclohexane linearly fused. This cyclohexane is pyrocycle fused, and this cyclohexane, the number 4, is basically bridged with the number 2. You have a bridging things and a OH. But you will see once I do the retro, it looks very easy. So, first retro, what I am doing it here, by keeping everything remains same, I will just doing a simple keto reduction, because out of this 2 hydroxy, this is tertiary and this is secondary. So, tertiary hydroxy cannot be done by hydride reduction, only secondary hydroxy. This is basically functional group addition. If you have a sodium borohydride kind of reducing agent, you put this ketone, you come to here. Okay. Now, the remaining transformation is very interesting. I will cut the molecule now here and draw the intermediate, then I will see, I will show you which bond was basically made. Now, the molecule has been simplified. So, basically this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. So, 1, 3. Now, this one basically is a 4, this one is 4. So, what I am doing? We basically doing a aldol type of reaction to close this ring 2, close this ring 2. The molecule was just been written in this way. So, that you can have a bridging carbonyl, which have been reduced to bridging alcohol. Okay. So, this is can be very strategically done. Now, you will see the power of the retrosynthetic transformation. It is absolutely brilliant. And then we say we will be using these two starting material. Now, what bonds we are making? We are basically making this bond. How? Now, you see this compound is alpha beta unsaturated ketone. We have a cyclohexanone. So, this can undergo a Michael type addition here. Now, once it gives the Michael type addition, this entire cyclohexane ring, this is 1, this is 3, this is 4. So, that puts this 3 ring as a spirocycle. So, this carbon ion, it is attacking in the Michael fashion, okay, to give the ring 3. So, cyclohexanone, as I said, is a very commonly starting material. So, you can put this as starting material. Now, these things, this Michael acceptor, you can also easily mate by starting from a 2 equivalent of cyclohexanone. How? You take a cyclohexanone, generate the carbon ion, react to it another cyclohexanone. So, means that this cyclohexanone, you react to it another cyclohexanone. So, this is basically 1 and this is 3. So, you react here and you will basically get a Okay. Then you undergo simple elimination, simple water elimination will basically give you the Michael acceptor as it was drawn here. So, start with 1, this is 3, this is 1, this is 3. So, isn't it interesting? It is absolutely interesting. Starting from a very simplified starting material cyclohexanone. So, 4 rings you are making or you are preparing through a common starting material which is very easily available, cyclohexanone. Now, see the retro or the visual communication which you are using, but everywhere the chemical logic is quite clear. You start with cyclohexanone reacting with another cyclohexanone to make this 2 ring, you are picking this Michael acceptor. Okay. Now, then another round of cyclohexanone is coming, this carbon ion attacking in the Michael fashion, 1,4 fashion, and then you basically getting this compound where the number 3 ring has been fixed as a spirocycle. Then, so basically a complete carbon ion chemistry, it is a kind of a carbon ion generation and aldol reaction and Michael reaction. So, this was a simple carbon ion chemistry, and basically the transformation which you are using is a aldol and Michael, nothing else, and then at the end we do FGA or FGI just to reduce the carbonyl compound. So, these simple substrates, and you can say that this approach is basically based on functional group based Keat skeletal disconnection. We see how the skeleton of the target molecule try to dissect the skeleton. In our terminology, you can say try to disconnect the skeleton through simplified intermediates, but everywhere the chemical logic must be clear, the which transformation you will be using. So, initially sodium borohydride based reduction, then you do a aldol type of addition here, then you have a Michael transformation, simple cyclohexanone, and then this cyclohexanone is linked or dimerized through a aldol dehydration to give you this Michael acceptor. So, the powerful combination of transformation as well as functional group Keat skeletal disconnection we are using here to give you a very careful idea that how this kind of compounds can be made. Let us see if time permits to discuss another simple molecule which is basically nothing but a complex carbocycle molecule, and the structure is basically here. We are trying to analyze this molecule as a functional group based Keat skeleton disconnection. We have drawn the 3-dimensional structure, and if you see the initial skeleton was this one, and then you devise a retro where we said we will be using a Wittig kind of reaction, we said Wittig transformation. We have not discussed that how to do it, but if you remember earlier we talked about this kind of disconnection. You use mom chloride and triphenyl phosphine, get the Wittig PH3P double bond OMe, you can use it. We discussed in this retro quiz, fine. So, you are basically here, and then you do a very straightforward functional group based interconversion just by putting all the structures similar, and here the olefinic unsaturation was thought to be created by elimination of this tertiary alcohol. Now, as I said, this is basically a Keat skeletal disconnection. You have to simplify the structures and how it can be related to a simple starting materials. now we are trying to figure it out or trying to close the gap. Now you will see it is almost done. So, here what we do, we basically do a FGI just by elimination. This is also similar, we assume that this carbon ion will undergo aldol reaction. So, it is a aldol FGA, aldol FGA or aldol FGI. Okay. Now, trying to again simplify the things, we can say that if you have the starting material of these structures of this and you are having this methyl vinyl ketone, you can basically do it. Now, how? This compound is having one hydrogen here and two hydrogens here. So, you can basically generate enolate depending on your reaction condition, you put a carbon ion here and this by abstracting this hydrogen. Now, this carbon ion will attack in a Michael fashion. Michael fashion you can come here. The basically what we are doing, we basically take the skeleton of the molecule and try to correlate the simplified starting material. Now, this starting material is a monocyclohexanone derivative. So, generate the carbon ion, try to react with methyl vinyl ketone. Okay. Then you get a 1,4 addition. So, this is basically a Michael transformation, Michael TF, you can say is FGA or FGI, because functional groups are addition or interconversion. Okay. And then once this Michael addition was done, you basically get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5 dicarbonyl compound. And then you see this ketone in its close proximity, it is having a carbon ion. So, which is basically ready for this aldol dehydration. Now, aldol dehydration when it is done, you basically get this tertiary alcohol. Tertiary alcohol now will be having only this hydrogen for elimination. Eventually, this methyl group also have the hydrogen, but that will give you the exocyclic double bond, you will get the endocyclic double bond here, which is much more stabilized. So, you have this tertiary alcohol which can undergo elimination to give you this product. To simplify it, starting materials like methyl vinyl ketone, and you can try to write it out the starting material, which is again simple, that methyl and a isopropyl group. So, this is the starting material which you can use in combination, and then you can get a target molecule something like this. So, this functional group keyed skeleton approaches, what we have seen? We have seen that if you have a core skeleton of the given target, you try to disconnect the skeleton, entire skeleton. The starting material was given to you, that is fine. Then you try to correlate the skeleton of the starting material with the target molecule and see what are the connecting transformations will lead you to the given target. And definitely you have to start with a visual communication with the given target and how you can correlate the target molecule with a given structure. So, two examples we have shown. The first one is a bit complex, but eventually that will give you a very simple chemical logic, come to a simplified starting material. We did not use any hi-fi transformation, any sophisticated transformation, we use simple carbon ion chemistry. Here also we use a simple transformation, only thing we used a Wittig reaction to convert this carbonyl to aldehyde, because if you use a Wittig and hydroboration, you have another double bond here. So, hydroboration probably you cannot use, so you have to use a direct Wittig reaction. Okay. And then you try to formulate the chemical logic, which is pretty much obvious. You do a aldol kind of transformation here, simplified it, do a Michael, with this starting material and the methyl vinyl ketone. So, we will basically continue our discussion throughout this functional group based approaches, and try to remember these 6 topics we will be covering one after another, and eventually this transformation based strategies, functional group based strategies and this starting material based strategies are overlapping things. Will sometimes things will be overlapped, but nevertheless that will give you a combined effort to learn many things. Sometimes if you use some unknown transformation, we will try to explore it. If the transformations are very common, we are not going to discuss it in this forum. Okay. So, till then have a good time and try to study all these lecture notes, go through textbook, go through scene archives and have a good time. Okay, bye.